about their offensive efficiency in the first 24 minutes?
You know, I got to say, Scott, if I'm the Heat, the good news and the bad news is that I thought they played pretty good defensively here. I'm not sure there's a way that they can solve what Denver presents. Denver only scored 104 points. Like, if you'd have told Eric Spoelstra that, 2.5 hours ago, he would have taken it in a blink of an eye. I actually think Denver can put up a lot more points than they did here tonight. Miami's zone was just ineffective, and I thought they played good in it. I thought they were good in the zone, but Denver just picks it apart. I do think in the fourth quarter, what the Heat really did was they decided they were going to try to sell out to block off Jokic's passing. There was a couple of times in the fourth quarter where Jokic found himself standing in the middle of the lane with nobody around him. He's like, okay, I guess I'll shoot. And so I think that might be the only hope that Miami has, because they did get back in the game in the fourth quarter. They were too far behind. But the formula that Denver presents is so complicated that this is going to be an extremely tall order. That's one thing the Heat are going to take away from that.
Right. I mean, they outscore them 30-20 in the fourth, but we're not going to do that thing like we did with the Lakers where he's like, oh, they figured some things out. I mean, this isn't like putting Rui on Jokic. I mean, is there a positive spin beyond what you just kind of gave me that they actually played all right?
Yeah, I think that the Heat generated a lot of open shots. They missed almost all of them in the first half. Max Strus and Duncan Robinson are 1 of 14 on threes. You're not beating anybody in the league when they shoot like that. But when you just look at the way Jokic breaks you down, and the other thing, Scott, is, and I know that it's not like Miami doesn't know how big the Nuggets are. It's not like if they sneak up with 3 7-footers in the starting lineup with anybody. But it's one thing to know that. It's another thing to actually play against it. And I thought Miami really felt the length of the Nuggets early in the game, and the Nuggets totally took advantage of that, obviously setting up Aaron Gordon when they had those mismatches. And so Eric Spoelstra is going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out a way that they can mitigate the size. I don't know if he'll consider changing his starting lineup, because he started the small lineup with Caleb Martin. He could go back to Kevin Love, but they have ways they can exploit him. This Denver team is awesome. And the Heat actually didn't play that bad tonight.
I agree.
And they still were never in the game. And that's a real indication of where this series might go.
I had this conversation with Tim Legler during the game. When you watch a football game, if I hand the ball off and I get 6 yards on every carry, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hand it off every single play until the game ends, because by rule, I'm going to get a first down every 2 plays, and then I'm going to score a touchdown. And I'm not going to try to get more clever than that if you can't stop it. What I appreciated about Denver, Bryan, in the first half was you're just like, the hell with it. You want to put a 6'5" guy on Gordon, we're going to feed him and let him score a dozen points right out of the gate. I think Denver is just willing to do whatever you're going to allow them to do until you don't allow them to do that. And I don't think that's always, it feels more rare than it ought to feel. Am I right?
Yeah, and to your point, I don't even think Denver got really deep into their bag offensively tonight. I mean, Jokic, I think when it comes to his genius level, I think maybe it was a 7. I think he can do a lot more tonight. He didn't have to, because the Heat sort of made their choices, and he just executed where he wanted to go on the floor. When he and Murray are both playing like that, I just don't think you're beating them. I think your only chance of really, beating the Nuggets now 4 out of 6 is if either Murray or Jokic are off. Jokic is never off, so you're kind of gambling that Murray isn't going to shoot as well. So he comes out and goes 8 out of 12 in the first half. It's kind of curtains. I respect Eric Spoelstra, and I expect him to have some wrinkles in his game plan. But boy, did this math problem just look very difficult tonight. And if you're a Nuggets fan, you got to love what you saw. First finals win in team history.
I think we agree on all of it, and I think we both agree that each team could play better, particularly on offense. I don't presume Miami's going to miss as many threes as they did tonight. They better not, to your point. Bryan, I appreciate the time, and we look forward to catching up again later down in the series. All right, that is Bryan Windhorst. Tim, you got it working?
Looks like it. Trying to get this thing humming.
All right, well, figure it out, man.
All right, man.
We got a half an hour. Sort it out. Can we get IT on the phone?
Hey,
there we go. I see it moving. Start drawing arrows and whatnot.
I'm the artist, not the easel.
Oh, wait.
What's your budget on this show?
Congratulations, man. Our 1-0. Congratulations, man. Our 1-0 NBA Finals. All right, we should feel really good about that. And the best thing, and DJ, I couldn't agree with what you said more, we got to win, and I think we can play at a whole nother level. Right? We're up 21 to start that fourth quarter, and they go on an 8-0 run. Kind of let our guard down a little bit. We know we got to play for 48 minutes to go up 2-0 on Sunday night. We've kept this all year long, fellas. We're up 1-0. Congratulations, we haven't done a damn thing. Yes, sir. Our goal wasn't to win one game in the finals. Our goal was to win 3 more. Yes, sir. Bring it in, man. Bring it in. Our challenge next game is to play 48 minutes. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I can't see it. Jokic gets his 9th triple-double. Denver's undefeated at home in the postseason and 9-0 in those games. He'll tie an NBA record for the most consecutive home wins to begin a postseason ever if the Nuggets improve to 11-0 in postseason games where they lead by double digits. You see the home record? I gave Murray a lot. I gave Miami a lot of credit for the road wins to start series, but as Jamal Murray said, we've been pretty good as well. They haven't lost since late March at home, and they're now 11-0 in the postseason when they led by 10 or more at any point, not letting leads get away. Here's Butler after the loss.
Oh, great. I think everybody felt great. Missed some shots, didn't get back a little bit, but overall, I feel like everybody's win was good. Everybody was moving well. We just lost the game.
Next question, first row on the right side. Okay, we're going to go on the left side here, third row, gentlemen. Yes.
Anthony Chang, Miami Herald. Jimmy, Gabe. Did it take a while? Did it feel like it took a while to get used to Denver's offense, just in the unique way to kind of generate shots around the rim, especially in the paint there early on?
I mean, they're a physical group, and I think we had to adjust to their physicality early, especially myself. I mean, they had a couple layups on me early that we had to adjust to. But, it's a long series. First to 4 wins, adjustments will be made, and we'll learn from this loss.
First row in the middle, Joe Barton.
Joe Barton, The Athletic. 2 questions. First, Gabe, you got kicked in the head there. I was wondering how you're doing after that. And then when teams play the Nuggets in the playoffs, when they see them for the first time, they remark with how much force they play. And so I'm just wondering what you thought of the Nuggets through one game.
I mean, I got a lot of hair on my head, so my head's doing all right, thankfully. But they're a good team. They're well coached. They're talented. It's going to be a challenge. It's the finals. We don't expect it any other way. We're looking forward to game 2.
I definitely think they came out with a lot of physicality, and we have to be able to match that. They did their job on their home floor. You have to say that, but we will be ready. Like he said, we will adjust, do some things very differently, and come out here and be ready to get one for game 2.